These are the broadheads that I am going to be shooting this hunting season. These are the QAD Exodus 100 grain in the swept-back blade version. This is what they look like. And one of the reasons why I went to these, I've never shot a fixed blade broadhead for the entire hunting season. I've tried them out before. I've killed one animal. I killed one doe with one, but I honestly been afraid to shoot fixed blade broadheads because in the past they've always I've been afraid to have to broadhead tune them, and if they weren't hitting with my field points, what was I going to do? Well, after this year and I started diving way deeper into tuning my own stuff, I realized it's actually not that hard, and I could have done this years ago, but that was never really on my mind. I've in the past had always shot like a mechanical, like this Rage no collar, and I had success with them. The theory with these, at least the way I interpreted them, was punch a bigger hole, more blood on the ground, easier to find the animal, and kind of true, kind of not true. If I had a good shot through the hard, low cavity, then yeah, there was blood all over the place. But if I hit a little high and caught maybe high lung, the blood just pooled up in the chest, and I don't really think it matters what broadhead you're shooting at that point. If you don't make a great shot, then, or at least a better shot than that, then the blood's just going to pool up regardless. So, going into elk season this year, and this is the first time I've been able to do this, is I started doing a lot of research on like, what do elk hunters shoot? And the overwhelming majority of them shoot some sort of fixed blade broadhead. This QAD Exodus with the swept-back blades, after watching a lot of broadhead review videos and a bunch of comparison and toughness videos, these were consistently in the top 5, and some of the reasons for that was I guess the ferrule design being solid. It withstand impact well, and elk have denser bones, bigger animals, so this should, I mean, people have killed a lot of elk with these. They will withstand the impact into the bone. Obviously, you want to make a good shot. Trying to put one through the scapula is just not a good shot. Not a good shot. So, I think these will work really well. They're also a lot less, like, they're a lot beefier than these, like, no offense to Rages, and if you shoot a Rage, there's absolutely nothing wrong with shooting these or a mechanical in general, but I just felt like there was too many moving components, and in order to get those components to move, the blades are just thin. Like, these are replaceable blades on this QAD Exodus, but they're thick blades, and they're super sharp. These are super sharp, but they're thinner blades, and I have one somewhere in my collection in here where I went through a deer, and then it augured in the ground on the other side, and the blade is literally bent at a 90-degree angle. And I don't know if that happened when it hit the ground or if maybe I hit a rib bone, but that kind of put me off a little bit and kind of made me start to dive down this rabbit hole of fixed blade broadheads. I bought a bunch to try out because I wasn't just sold on that review. I went with an Old Faithful that seemed to be on everybody's top 10 list, which is these G5 Montecs. They flew really well, but they were awfully loud, man. It's just not something that I was wanting to get into. I tried these G5 Strikers and version 2 of the Striker, and these also had a lot of really good reviews. These are also replaceable blade, fixed blade broadheads, and this is, you can see this is kind of a trend I did. I like the replaceable fixed blade broadhead for the reason that I can buy the blades instead of having to sharpen them. I know there's a lot of people that sharpen them, and I'm sure you can get really good edges with it. I can sharpen a pocket knife decently, but I've never been able to get that like super razor edge on it, and this just it enticed me. It just seemed to work for me. It checked all the boxes I wanted to check. These, they spin super true, all weighed 98.6 grains right out of the box on the 3 that I pulled out of the package and weighed. They're flying with my field points. I had to move my rest over just like maybe a 64th of an inch, and that was probably me just being more picky than anything else. But after I moved them, they fly great. But the #1 selling point for me after getting these and trying them out with some other fixed blade broadheads and some mechanicals was that they are so quiet. Some of these other ones and fixed blades in general that I know people who have shot in the past, they can get loud, they can whistle, especially when you get some that have vented blades. They start to whistle, and that wasn't just, I went with a smaller vane to help with wind drift, but also to make it quiet, my arrow quieter. And what's the point of putting these boning heat vanes to make the arrow quieter if I'm just going to put a whistling tip on the end of it? And for me, the QAD Exodus stood head and shoulders above the rest of the broadheads that I tested, which wasn't many, but it was a few. They were that much quieter than all the other ones. So that was also another check in the box. It was an easy sell for that standpoint too, because they were so quiet. But like I said, guys, I haven't yet to actually use these in hunting season, but this is the broadhead that I have purchased. These are the ones I'm going to go with. They spin super true. The weight was very consistent. The edges are really sharp, and it's got that solid constructed ferrule tip that I feel like, I mean, watching these things get blasted into cinder blocks and some steel drums, they all held up really well. Even when the blades did start to come detached or get deformed, they never broke or came off of the broadhead, which was a big plus for me. So that being said, guys, this is the broadhead that I'm going to shoot this year from the little bit of research that I've done on it. I feel super confident taking this broadhead into the woods to shoot at any animal that I come encounter with. And if a mechanical is that broadhead for you, then shoot your mechanical. I'll probably still shoot some mechanicals maybe in whitetail season, but for now, for elk season, it is going to be that QAD Exodus. It just, like I said, it checked all the boxes. So until next time, please subscribe down below. Let's grow this channel, help me get out to more people. If you like the video and want to see more content like this, hit the like button down below, and in the comment section, tell me what broadhead you're going to shoot this year. Maybe it's something I've shot in the past. Maybe it's something that maybe it'll tickle my interest. Maybe I'll grab a few of those and shoot them and give them a shot and ready for next year. But until then, we'll see you next time.